know how these streams go. I will dive into the series against the Twins. And then, of course, I will talk about. Just gotta do a mic check. Okay, all right, cool. I'll make sure you can hear me. But we got the Twins series to talk about. You know, as we end a 9-game road trip. Colorado, LA, Minnesota. I'll be honest with you, heading into this series, heading into this road trip, I wasn't sure what to expect. Colorado's a tough place to play. Yeah, the team isn't very good, but it's a very tough place to play. They don't call it the Coors effect for nothing. Went in there, swept them. Easy. Not easy, but yeah, we swept them. We go to LA. It's the Dodgers. World Series team. I wasn't expecting much there either. I was like, at best, 1 out of 3. We took 2 out of 3. And then we go to Minnesota. And again, I was like, okay, division rival. Maybe we can take 2 out of 3. And that's exactly what we did. Although, I'm kind of pissed off because we should have swept them. It should have been a sweep. But I'll talk about that game when I get to it. So, let's dive into these games here. I'm not going to waste a lot of time. I'm going to get right into it. Just checking my phone real quick here just to see. Whatever. But, first game against the Twins. Of course, I assumed this game. Boy, what a doozy it was. What a freaking doozy, you know. Got to get to it here on the MLB website real quick. Okay, here we go. So, yeah. We had Aaron Savali on the mound for the first time in a while. And, I mean, he was Aaron Savali. You know, he wasn't bad. You know, his pitches looked good. Kind of scared me a little bit, but I was expecting to get shelled. No. But yeah, the Guardians struck first. You know, they scored 2 runs. No, wait. It was Oscar. How about Oscar, huh? A double in the first. Scored a run. Nice. Good stuff. Top of the third. Josh Naylor homered. Even better. Great stuff. And then it was 3-0. And then Kurloff made it 3-2 with a double off the wall. And then a rise, 3-run blast, made it 5-3. But the Guardians weren't going away quietly. Franmil Reyes, in his first game off the injured list, goes yard, ties the game at 5. And it would be like that for essentially 3 innings. Yeah, it'd be tied for the 9th and the 10th, well, and part of the 11th. But Andres Jimenez, once again, comes up clutch in extras. Last time I streamed them and they went to extras, I think it was Andres who came up clutch. So I'm starting to notice a theme. These guys show out in extra innings. But he did just enough. An RBI single, got us the winning run aboard, got the winning run across. And then bottom of the 11th came up, and Class A came in, struck out Gio, got Nick Gordon a ground out, and then Jose Miranda had what might have been, and then, because remember, there was a runner on there too, because of the ghost runner. Tying run was at third, and Miranda came like that close, like not even lying, looking at the camera. He was like that close to walking us off. I was scared. I mean, if you watch that stream, I was like, that's a wall. That is caught by Quan. I was like, oh, God. In my head, I was thinking, oh, no. But this is what was going through my head. Okay, so he hits the ball to left field. I'm watching Quan going back and then back to the wall. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And it's like, oh, God, he caught it. Oh, thank God he caught that. Literally, he was like that close. If that stadium had been just 5 or 6 feet shorter and left, like closer, oh my God, bro. We would have lost. It would have been a walk-off. That would have been so Guardians. just take the lead in the 11th, and then boink, and it's it would have been even more Guardians if Quan would have dropped the ball. Especially because we DFA'd Oscar Merfrado, who did that in Colorado. Led to a run, I think a run or two being scored. But Stephen Quan is that guy. I like him. So we win the first game. We guaranteed we're not getting swept. Good stuff. We move on to how the pitchers did in this game, which overall pitchers did good. Savale, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Savale, bro, good to have you back. But that's what I need out of you. I need this kind of outing out of you. You know, gives up some hits, but not a lot of runs, but 7 Ks. Good stuff. Joe Ryan, on the other hand, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks, and 1 home run. Yeah, that was Joe Ryan had his stuff. He made it. He was stingy. That's for sure. But we got the job done. De Los Santos, Eli Morgan had the blown save, I guess, technically. Yeah, not fun. Shaw, Henches, and Stephan came out there and gave us his best stuff, and then Clase got the save. So we had a blown save and then a save in the same game. That's crazy. We could have had 2 blown saves. That would have been so bad. But the win goes to Stephan. He's 3-2 with a 3.65 ERA. Griffin Jacks takes the loss. He's 4-1 with a pretty decent 2.70 ERA, and then Clase gets his 16th save, 1.53 ERA. And then we move to Game 2. Now, I was supposed to stream this game. I probably said about 5 times during the first stream that I was going to stream this game. But what happened was, as usual, I was setting up the stream, getting everything ready to go. Mother Nature's like, I see you're going to stream the game. It'd be a shame if I made it storm. That's the problem with living where I do. The infrastructure is not the greatest. Power went out for like 2 hours. About around there. About 2 hours. I missed probably, I want to say 3 innings of baseball, pretty much. Essentially. My power came back on right near the end of Sonny Gray's outing. Like when my power came back on, like we were down 5-1. I think we had just given up like another run, I think, right before then. And my power comes back on, and I kid you not, my power comes on. And it's like all of a sudden the Guardians got life. Because my power came back on and Hedges homers. It's like, wow, okay, buddy. I see. So Hedges homered, and then Ahmed singled. But before that, Correa homered, made it 1-0. Jeffers doubled 2-0, scored a run. Then Quan tripled, gave us a run on the board, 2-1. And then Correa homered again, 3-1. And I'm thinking, at this time, my power was out, so I had no idea what was going on. And then bottom of the fourth, Jeffers single made it 4-1, and then Arias sac fly 5-1. And my power comes back on, and I see that, and I'm like, oh, of course. But then, like I said, power comes back on, and the offense wakes up. And then dude balked, I guess, right as my power was essentially coming back on. He balked. So Kwan scored on a balk. Not too often you see that from Sonny Gray, but okay, buddy. We'll take runs any way we can get it. And then bottom of the fifth, because Tristan McKenzie decided to turn into a home run derby pitcher. We just cut it to 1 run, and then boink, and Max Kepler homered. I'm thinking, of course, of course. Why do you have him out there, Tito? Dude, people got so pissed at Tito on Twitter. My God. I would say this road trip was not friendly to Tito at all. His decision making, my God, bro. I mean, in Colorado, he pitched Clase and Shaw 3 straight days, which made them unavailable for that big game against the Dodgers, that first game, in which we had to use Anthony Gose and Yel De Los Santos in high leverage situations. Thank God they came up big. That could have been bad. But then came this game. So, yeah, this is just the beginning. So, top of the 7th. All right. We're down 6-4. Not for long. Ahmed Rosario. Dink. Home run to left field. Love it. A few batters later. Oscar Gonzalez. SpongeBob comes to the plate. Doink. 2-run homer. The whole dugout just goes crazy. We're up 7-6. Now keep in mind, 7-6. All right. Let's keep track of what goes down in the 7th, because this was a disaster class inning for Tito. Okay. So Gonzalez homered, and then a line out and a pop out ends the inning. Oh well, we're up 7-6. So Arias grounds out. Okay. Ghost was killing it. So okay, Tito goes out. Says, okay, I'm going to go get a new pitcher. Usually, logic would say maybe you go to Eli here. Maybe you go, maybe Shaw, someone like that, hold it down. Maybe EDLS comes out. No, you know who this dude goes with? Anthony freaking Castro. Anthony Castro. It's like, Tito, are you good, buddy? Are you good? You still have some of that from Colorado? You good, bro? Damn. So, Castro comes out, and it looks like he's going to be able to get through it. He gets Correa to line out, and I'm thinking, okay, not bad. Then he walks Kepler, and I was like, okay. And then Sanchez singles. And I'm like, okay, buddy, enough. And then Kurloff singles. I don't know what they were doing with this shift. Big old gaping hole of a jet plane could land through it. What was this shift? What was that? And then Sanchez, slow-ass Gary Sanchez, who's a catcher, not very fast, notoriously lazy, he runs, gets to third base. Jose's like 5 feet off the bag, trying to tag him. And of course, he doesn't do it. I guess he comes up to the dish after that. Yeah, Gio Urshela. And I bet you could guess what happens. He homered. You can't even make this up. You cannot make this up. Oh, this was a total disaster class inning for him. He kept in Castro way too long. I think after Sanchez singled I might have taken Castro out and put in Eli or something just to get Kirilloff, who's a very good hitter, by the way. But no. Yeah, let's keep him in. Let's let it completely crumble out of control. Yeah. So it's 10-7, and I'm telling you one thing: Guardians Twitter is ready to go to Minnesota and drag Tito out of the dugout by his feet. They're ready to freaking fire him right then and there. I'm just thinking, why? Why would you do that? You have Jensen Lewis on freaking Twitter just roasting the crap out of Tito, saying like, this guy's only been on 2 days. He's only pitched 2 days, 2 games in like somewhat days. Like, this guy was available, this guy's available, this guy's available, this guy's available. Why did you go with Castro? And we're all thinking, this dude's trying to get away with stuff, man. Like, the shenanigans have got to stop, man. Like, what are you doing? Like I said, like in Colorado, he pitched Shaw in Class A 3 straight days. Then he goes to LA, does the stuff with Ghost and EDLS in that first game. Damn near costed us that game. Then he goes to Minnesota and decides to just continue the treachery. And it's going to get worse for that third game. Trust me. Do you think it's going to end with this one? No. Nope. Tito, bro. What is this guy up to? This has got to be the biggest disaster class series of events ever. All throughout the road trip, he did something dumb. And he's lucky that the offense woke up for him in those other games. Like the pitching, helped him out in that Dodger game. And luckily, defensive, we have some defensive studs that pulled 3 straight double plays in that Rockies series to end the games. All of those things could have backfired. And it kind of bit him here. So it's 10-7, and we go into the 8th. Guardians do nothing. But Sanchez comes in there and does Sanchez stuff. He walks the guy, but then an unassisted double play to Owen Miller, which is great stuff. And then Arias popped out. And then comes the 9th inning. And that's one thing I've learned about this Guardians team is don't sleep on them. They always say 27 outs. This team needed all 27 because apparently, this team woke up out of nowhere. They must have seen the tweets. But Ahmed Rosario for a leadoff single. Ramirez single. So 2 on for Josh Naylor. And he was like that close to a home run. If it wasn't so deep into left center at Target Field, that might have been a home run, most likely. But that also could have been a catch too. Byron Buxton wasn't playing, and I think because they said he was hurt or something. So like, if he had played in that game, he catches that ball no problem. He catches that no problem, and this rally is completely killed. But yeah, it's Naylor doubled, scored a run. It's 10-8. And then here comes SpongeBob again. They bring in Pagan, which clearly they haven't learned their lesson. And Pagan gives up a 2-run single to Oscar Gonzalez. And then Jimenez bunts. Miller sac fly, which scores Gonzalez. And then Hedges pops out. And then Class A comes in there and does Class A stuff again. Struck out Correa, got Kepler to ground out, and then Sanchez struck out Swindle. So, good stuff. Good stuff out of the bullpen again. After the offense woke up and won it in the 9th with 4 runs. So we win 11-10. Hedges got the win. He's 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA, 1.50. Jax took the loss. He's 4-2 with a 2.88 ERA, and Class A nails down his 17th save, 1.48 ERA. And as for the starters, Tristan McKenzie, 4 1/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 3 homers. He's turned into a home run slot machine. because he doesn't throw a lot of heat. He just, his ball has to move, and it just, he doesn't have the movement on it. I don't know what it is with him, but it's like he has to chill with the home runs because now the start. I think it's because of the weather too, and the ball's made low-key juice a little bit. He's getting bit by the weather. He was able to survive in the cold weather doing that because the ball wasn't traveling. Now the ball is flying out of the yard. And then Sonny Gray, we really got to him. 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 Ks, and 1 home run. A lot of those earned all came like in 1 inning, pretty much. And yeah, we really got to him, especially at the end there. You could just tell he was like wearing out. Ironically, he started wearing out when my power came on. That's great. But we got the win. That's all that matters. So we win the series, and we're tied. Or no, we take the lead in the division. Then comes last night's game, or yesterday. Probably the most boring game ever. You know, we had Zach Plazek on the mound, coming off probably one of his better starts against the Dodgers, going up against Devin Smeltzer, a guy that we've had trouble scoring against. And that was no lie here, as Smeltzer went 6 innings, 3 hits, did not allow a run, 3 Ks. But Plazek, though, Plazek had another fantastic start. Is this going to be a thing where as the weather heats up, he gets better? Is he a warm weather pitcher? Does this mean if we were playing in, if we like were the Miami Guardians, or like if we were playing in a warm weather city, this dude would be doing this every time? He'd be like what Bieber is now. Like seriously, this guy is insane now. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was the long ball to Nick Gordon, and then 2 walks and 6 Ks. And once again, poor guy gets DeGrom because, well, it's not even like the offense couldn't hit the ball. They had 5 hits. But what really pisses me off, what really got me just fuming, what was it? Freaking 8th inning? 7th inning? 7th inning. Joe Smith comes into the game for Smeltzer. We got to the bullpen. Their bullpen's been trash. We've been able to wreck their bullpen the last couple games. Gonzalez drew a 4-pitch walk. Let's go. Yeah. Reyes hit a double. Oh, yeah. And then Jimenez, the hero in the first game, got hit by a pitch. Bases loaded with nobody out. How? You thinking, surely they scored, right? Well, if you just listen to the stat line, I wish they would have scored. I was so sure they were going to score at least 1 run. I'm thinking in my head, all you gotta do is hit the ball to the outfield. What you gotta do? Hit the ball to the outfield. Hell, you could hit into a double play, and you could still tie the game. I'm so happy I wasn't streaming this game. If I would have streamed all 3 games, there might be a hole in this wall right now. There might be a big old hole right here in this wall. How on earth, 1, do you not score bases loaded? Now, they did hit the ball, but they didn't get it out of the infield. The Twins are not dumb. The ball was hit routinely to the infield. They knew who was on base. We didn't have the fastest guys on base. Oscar Gonzalez has decent speed, but that dude does not slide. He didn't slide in the A's game when we won it. I don't think he slid in this one. He doesn't slide. And then we had a sloth on second base. I don't know why you don't pinch run for him. I don't know why you don't pinch run for him. My God, you had freaking Richie Palacios, and I think you had a couple others on the bench too. I know Josh Naylor's not pinch running. Hell no. But what were you thinking? I don't even think we really had too many options, actually, now that I think about it. Let me see who we had on the bench quick. Let me see. Yeah, we had Palacios. He was the only one who could have pinch hit there as a pinch runner. You pinch run Palacios, which that would be stupid. And Naylor, but like, pinch hit Palacios, dude. Put him in for Ernie. I like Ernie, but pinch hit for. I think it's because he was a third baseman, and Jose. Is Jose? Yeah, Jose was DHing, so you couldn't bring him in. You couldn't bring him in because you'd lose the DH and you'd have to have the pitcher hit. Blech. So that was the very awkward thing about it. But it's just stupid. Like, I can understand Ernie hitting, but if you're going to have Ernie hit, pinch run. Palacios. Not even for Oscar. Oscar's got speed. It's just he needs to slide. It's Franmil. You gotta pinch run for Franmil. There's no way you can have that big ass sloth on the base paths. Any other situation, they would have pinch run for him, but not there. I don't know why. Maybe because I bet you though, if Jose was playing third base, Ernie would have pinch ran. Yeah, Ernie would have pinch ran. But no, because he was playing third, he was DHing, so Ernie couldn't pinch run because he was obviously hitting. But very, very tough situation, and people were ripping Tito again for not pinch hitting Palacios for Ernie. But it's not even just Ernie. I mean, you also had Luke O'Malley pinch hitting, hitting too. Like, I don't even know. I just don't know. I would have pinch hit definitely Palacios for Melee. 1,000%. I would have definitely. And then so they hit the ball at least, but Melee grounded into a force and slow ass frame, like he looks like he's like running like freaking Snorlax. The dude, he didn't even look like he was running at full speed. I mean, when you're as big as him, I mean, like tall and when you're like a freaking mammoth, it's kind of hard to run fast. Which is why I don't know why he's on the base paths. Another questionable decision. Oh well. I'm pretty sure Naylor probably would have even scored with his bad leg. He probably was faster. Naylor would have been faster than freaking Reyes. And yeah, and like I said, Naylor has a bad ankle because he's still recovering from that injury that he had last year. He's not 100%. If that was Jimenez on third base in that situation, he scores. Because Jimenez is very aggressive as a base runner, and he scores. He slides in probably relatively easily. Because when you have a fast guy on third base, that puts a lot of pressure on the infielder. But knowing that you have a sloth at third base, that dude could take forever. He could probably go get lunch, and that dude would be Reyes would be halfway to freaking home plate. He'd be eating a hot dog while he's feeling the ball. He's like, just eat it, and then probably still get there in time. And yeah, we do nothing. And then Straw lines out because, of course, we could have used. Like he didn't even have to hit the ball. Get it to the outfield, fly out, routine, sack fly. We tie the game. No, couldn't even do that. And then, after that, didn't do anything. 8th inning, actually got a base runner again. Nothing happened. And then 9th inning, we actually had our tying run on second. So this Guardians team did the very, very dumb thing, and they teased us all the final 3 innings. They were doing a lot of teasing. And that was the most teasing I think they've done all year. They gave us Guardians fans blue balls. They had us thinking they were going to score. And no, they were teasing us. They were teasing us. And you don't do that. You do not tease. If you're going to score runs, score runs. Come on, what are you doing? And it's funny. I was told, like, I've seen people talking like, oh yeah, we have we're the best team with runners in scoring position. I'm thinking, we just left the bases loaded when we had 0 outs. I'm just happy they didn't strike out. I would have been really pissed then. But I'm telling you, if it was the top of the order coming up to the dish, and that's another thing about this lineup. Tito's definitely been. He must have some leftover something, because my God, this dude, what is this guy doing? Like, that game when my power was out, that lineup was perfect. It was great. He moved Straw to the 9 hole. I didn't think he'd do it, but he did. But and then the best part is, yeah, that's what I had Quan too. You could have pinch hit Quan. Completely forgot about him. You could have pinch hit Quan for Clement. Or at least Mlba. Or if anything, pinch run Quan for Reyes. They play the same position. This dude had Franmil Reyes in the freaking outfield. Tito. Why? Oh my God, Tito! I swear, if I would have went in that clubhouse and I would have went in your office, I guarantee you, I would have seen a little plastic baggie, and I'd be like, "Gee, Tito, what's that stuff? Is that from Colorado? You snuck that over from Colorado, didn't you?" Little, still feeling the effects of I think the high altitude got to his head. He's still feeling the effects of that high altitude. Oh God, Tito. Oh, Tito. That was the roughest stretch of games I've ever seen, based off his decision making. And again, luckily for him, the offense was able to hold him down, except for yesterday. They should have been able to. That home plate umpire yesterday was trash. Yeah, that too. But we had Angel Hernandez. That's one of the umpires. No surprise. DJ Rayburn at freaking home. Marcel at first. Hoy at second. We had literally the 3 stooges. Hoy, Hernandez, and Rayburn. Those are essentially the 3 stooges of umpires. Absolutely ridiculous, man. We should have won that game. We really should have. Wow. I mean, you're not going to win them all. I understand that. But if you're going to, not score, don't tease us, bro. Go 1, 2, 3 in the inning. In that case, they'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. But they literally teased us every inning. Those final 3 innings, they teased us. Runners on base. Nothing. They even had the top of the order up. You had the best part of the lineup coming to the plate. Did nothing. And the Twins aren't stupid. They're not going to bring on Emilio Pagan because they knew what happened when they brought him in. We crushed him. And guess what, everybody? We get to see them again. In now, essentially 3 days. 5-game series at home after we're done with the Boston Red Sox. So after about a half hour plus of me ranting about the freaking Twins series, let's talk about what we got coming up here, shall we? So we go back home to Progressive Field to face the Boston Red Sox, who are definitely not contending right now in the AL East. But when it comes down to it, the game from yesterday, Nick Gordon. A Nick Gordon homer was the only run scored. A bat is all it takes. And last night, that's all it took. And it sucks because it ruined a master class from Plezak. I don't know what it is with this team and just not scoring runs for him, but they refused to. And Smeltzer got the win. He's 4-0, 3.05 ERA. Plezak's 2-5 with a 4.17 ERA. And then Theobald got his first save with a 6.04 ERA. Sucks. Especially when you consider Plezak 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and a homer. Smeltzer 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 Ks. Did not give up a run. In fact, they only had 1 walk, too, from Joe Smith, who was all over the place. Joe Smith couldn't find the freaking stadium on a map. He couldn't find the strike zone on a map. And we couldn't score off him. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But, like I said, we move on to Boston. And tonight, it will be Nick Pivetta for the Red Sox going up against Cal Quantrill, who's coming off as his worst start probably of the year for sure, maybe of his career. He got shelled by the Dodgers. But Pivetta, 7-5, 3.31 ERA, 82 Ks, and Cal Quantrill, 4-4, 3.77 ERA, and 44 Ks. Surprisingly enough, Austin Hedges batting in 6 at-bats, batting 3.33, so he's 2 for 6. And he's got 2 homers and 2 RBIs. So those 2 hits that he has were both homers. That's pretty crazy to think about. And then you look at Ahmed. He's batting 364 and 11 at-bats, 2 RBIs, the most at-bats against Pivetta, being as he played with the Mets against the Phillies. He knows him best. And then Mastra, RBI, 2 at-bats, 0 for 2. So that RBI was a sac fly or ground out or whatever. Against Quantrill, Kevin Plawecki batting, he's 1 for 3, home run, RBI. And then other than that, Trevor Story, 12 at-bats, batting 3.33, 1 homer, 1 RBI. Of course, they know each other from NL West. Story with the Rockies, Quantrill with the Padres. So, yeah, interesting. And those are the only 2 guys that have really done anything against him, like scoring-wise. Yeah, they barely faced him. And then for the game tomorrow, it will look like this. It will be Josh Winkowski, 2-1, 3.68 ERA, 9 Ks. Nobody, of course, we've never faced him before, which means he's probably going to completely destroy us. But he's facing Shane Bieber, 3-3, 3 ERA, and 84 Ks. And he's given up homers to Rafi Devers, 8 at-bats, 3.75 average, 2 homers, 2 RBIs. And then Jackie Bradley Jr. batting 167, 6 at-bats, 1 homer, 1 RBI. Xander Bogaerts, 3.75 average, 8 at-bats, 1 homer, 1 RBI. But the guy that's facing the most is JD Martinez, 10 at bats, 100 average. He's batting 100, .100, and he has no RBIs and no homers. Should be an interesting series there. Should be an interesting game for sure. And then to wrap it all up, it will be Aaron Savale making his second start off the injured list. He'll be on the mound going up against the man they call Dick Mountain, a.k.a. Rich Hill. Really a tough stretch. Yep. Dick Mountain, a.k.a. Rich Hill. He's 3-4, 4.35 ERA, 50 Ks. Savale, 2-3, 7.25 ERA, and 37 strikeouts. I would love to see Aaron Savale continue to get better and better and maybe get that ERA down below 5 at some point. Maybe by August or September, he could get that ERA down below like 6 or 5 even. 7.25 is not good, but the dude just loses control sometimes. He just can't. That ball has to move on it forward. It doesn't do that sometimes. But against Hill, Jose Ramirez, no surprise, batting .500, 4 for 8, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. Austin Hedges, 19 at bats, batting .211, 1 homer, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. And then against Savale, only Bradley Jr. spaced him. He's over 2. That's crazy. Only Bradley Jr. spaced him. Wow. Yeah. And then, Franmil Reyes, 2 RBIs, batting 4 for 12 against him. I expect like 5 strikeouts, 5 all 3 games. He's probably gonna go crazy against him. Maybe that'd be great. But yeah, that is it for that. And then of course after that we will face the Twins again, as it'll essentially be the same guys. I think we'll get some rematches too, maybe too. So see what happens. But before I head out, I'm going to talk about something that I saw today on Bleacher Report. So they posted an article talking about Madison Bumgarner, right? Legendary pitcher, pitched with the Giants, with the Diamondbacks now. You know, he's been not very good, but he's still a legend, you know. And they listed 10 potential teams that could go after him. And lo and behold, they mentioned the Guardians. And it's like, damn. The Guardians are literally in these articles talking about potential targets. I've seen MLB.com put us as a potential team to go after Martin Perez. I've seen Madison Bumgarner. Bro, I'm like, if we get Mad Bum as like a number 4 starter or 5 starter, bro. And then, of course, you read the article, and they mention the usual, but their payroll. I mean, obviously, they didn't see what we were trying to do in the offseason. We went after Matt Olson. We were looking at Trevor Story. We wanted Jesse Winker. These guys are like, the payroll is only low because they were retooling. I mean, when we were a competing team in the AL Central during that little run that we had a payroll about $100 million. This is the time when the payroll is going to start rising. They've even said the payroll is going to start rising, especially because we got a minority owner now who is he has pretty deep pockets. You know, the Dolans may not spend a lot, but he will. I mean, he's a minority investor with the Devils, who went after a couple good pieces in free agency in a couple years. Dougie Hamilton, right? Or is that someone else? Yeah, I got Dougie Hamilton. Yeah. Oh, they did. Yeah. But they're notoriously, the Sixers, look what they've been doing. They dish out money like crazy sometimes. But again, this is like legit Blitzer's baby right here. Blitzer is going to be the majority owner within 5 or 6 years. So any money that he dishes out, it's like, if I'm welcome to the show. Welcome to the club. All right? You can spend money because this will be your team. Any money that you spend will be yours. So we'll focus on the stadium and stuff. You focus on the squad. But man, if we were to trade for like Mad Bum, oh god, that would make things very fun. Mad Bum in the Guardians pitching lab would be insane. It's not really a lab, don't worry. It's like a run on words because our pitchers are so good. They say, "Oh, there's a pitching lab." Yeah, there's a lab under the stadium. Freaking scientists and everything. You see pictures in those freaking containers, like things that you see like in Dragon Ball Z. They have like mechanical arms. No, but like our pitching staff is always, our pitching coaches have always been good. That's why the freaking Yankees and Padres took our pitching coaches the last couple of years. Matt Blake, Ruben Niebla. Those two guys were essentially the scientists behind the rotation of domination. And we don't rely on one man. We essentially have a whole committee that works with pitchers. And yet, look at our pitchers now. They're still out here killing. It's just, the sticky tack thing kind of ruined their vibe a little bit. But I think they're starting to adjust. But yeah, in regards to the MLB deadline, which comes up in about coming up on a month, August 2nd this year. I think it would have been at the end of July, but they pushed it back because of the lockout. I think the Guardians are going to be busy regardless of what happened, where they are. Like this team could be in last place, and I think they'd still be buyers because they got to clear up some space on that 40-man. They have to clear up these log jams because the cancellation of the Rule 5 draft really made things difficult because they were saving players from the Rule 5. And yet there was still no Rule 5, so they have an overabundance of prospects. And honestly, that's a blessing because we could go out and get people. We could make this team a legit threat next year. But this year was like a 162 game audition for a lot of the young guys, and a lot of them are showing out. And now I expect this team to be relatively active. I don't know exactly what we're going to go after. I mean, I would love a catcher that can actually hit, I know a lot of Guardians fans are talking about Tyler Stevenson or Wilson Contreras, but I wouldn't mind Wilson as a rental, and Bo Naylor should be ready to go possibly by next year. And then what you do is you have Luke Maile. You could always tell him to kick rocks, and then maybe next year you sign a decent backup to help with Bo. Or even you sign a primary catcher and let Bo get his things about him. Because the cool thing about signing Wilson, or trading for and then maybe extending Wilson Contreras is, you can give Franmil off days and put Wilson at DH while you have Bo behind the plate. Then on the really wonky days, you could have Franmil in the field, Wilson at DH, and Bo behind the plate. That's when Tito would really be on that good. Damn. No, but I like Franmil, but the dude, he just needs to stop being so damn aggressive at the plate sometimes. It's one thing, you're struggling, but you're drawing a lot of walks. He doesn't do that. He's out here swinging for the fences almost every time. He gets fooled so easily. But yeah, we should have won that game yesterday. But I mean, like I said, you lose them. I mean, the old Guardians team would have probably got swept. We could have easily lost all 3 games. Literally, we could have easily had an 0-9 road trip. Every game was close except that the games that we won were all close, pretty much. Every game almost seemed like it was coming down to the end. Poor Emmanuel Clase, that dude's arm's going to fall off with how many times we use him because there's so many save situations. But that's another thing I think we're going to look at. Bullpen arms. Our bullpen is very, very unreliable right now. Stefan's starting to pick it up, it looks like. But we need some more bullpen arms, I think. I think we could go for another bullpen arm. Honestly, I mean, if we called Chicago and said, hey, we'll take Wilson Contreras and maybe a David Robertson off your hands, that'd be nice. if Josh is watching this, he's probably thinking, hell no! Oh, man. It'll be hilarious when I'm streaming the draft again and streaming the trade deadline. and Josh comes in. He's like, hey, Crazy Dog, how you doing? Has Wilson been traded? And I'll be like, no, not yet. But now that you're here, he probably will be traded. Because if you don't get it, last year, Chris Bryant wasn't traded yet. And Josh came in the chat and said, what's up? And the moment he did, Chris Bryant got traded to the Giants. And I was like, wow, okay. Now, that means if Josh wouldn't have showed up in the chat, Chris Bryant might not have gotten traded. I think he still would have been, but that was pretty cool. But yeah, I've been going for almost an hour. I'm going to hop on out of here and get on with my day. So if I hear anything about the Cavs, like rumors-wise, I mean, people talk about the draft. I said, I think, what was it? What grade did I give the draft? Like a freaking C or B plus? I gave it that low of a grade because I gave them room to improve. I mean, they essentially got Ochai Agbaji and Isaiah Mobley with 2 draft and stash players. We're not going to see those 2 guys, Travers, and we're not going to see Khalifa Diop for a little while. I think we're more likely to see Khalifa. We're more likely to see Khalifa right now, I think. Probably within a couple of years. Because the thing is, Khalifa plays in Europe. He's got a contract with the Europe. I think he's probably negotiating. I don't know if he'll stay in Europe. It'd be dope if he came over to the NBA. See him ball out in the freaking summer league. That'd be dope. But yeah, I've been going for almost an hour. I spent half an hour just ranting and raving about the freaking Twins series. We'll see how we do tonight. But I'll be live tonight for Guardians Red Sox. So hope you guys tune in. Should be a good one. But until then, I'm Crazy Dog, and I will see you all later. See you guys tonight. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Guardians. And I'm out. Bye-bye.